everyone. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the design process of making an embroidery artwork. So I've brought some samples that I wanted to show you. And so this one's like a plain white background and like just an outline of a penguin. And since penguins are like black and white, this one looks pretty cool with minimum sort of work done. And this one's like just an initial with like a background and yeah, so these one are like, if you can see, there are two different kinds of stitches I've used, and this one's a pretty basic straight stitch, and this one's like also a pretty easy stitch, that the stitch that you do through the stitches. So yeah, so that's also pretty easy. And this is another one that I did with tiny little dragonflies. I hope you can see one. So it's tiny dragonflies and the French knot flowers that I showed you the last video. Yeah, so these are some like designs that I did, and now I'm going to create a whole new design for you guys so that you can see the design process that goes into making an embroidery. The first step would be to pick out what you want to design. So there are the possibilities are endless. You can literally design anything you want, and for this example I thought designing a turtle would be good. So first of all, just you can Google, find out reference photos for this. So you can Google turtle, like sea turtles or whatever, and collect some of the pictures that you really like. Some pictures with colors you like, because some turtles are colorful, like their bodies might be colorful, their shells might be colorful, right? So just go through it and pick out different pictures that you like. And also, like usually there are outlines available also online, so you can just type turtle outline, and from that you can also pick out, let me show you actually. So like I told you, I googled sea turtle and I found different pictures, and I chose some pictures that I really liked. And when you type in turtle outline, you find different outlines with different kinds of outlines. So try to go for an outline that's pretty easy. Like I hope you can see this one. This is the one I picked. It's a very basic sort of it is a very basic and easy sort of outline that I really liked, and I'm going to embroider with that outline. So save all these pictures, and what I've done is I've compiled all of them. So I have the outline here that I want to do, and I have the pictures that I really liked. So in these, I'll tell you what elements I liked. I like the fact that the outline is very easy. Like when you embroider also, it won't be very complicated to do. That is another thing you have to keep in mind, because when you draw too complicated designs, it is very hard to embroider. Like you'll have to go in the corners and make tiny little stitches. So that's a little complicated. So just go for straightforward outlines. So that I really liked about the outline. And about this first picture, what I really liked is the colors. So I really like the reddish orange color and the combination of the blackish brown color. So that's the elements that made me choose this picture. And when we go to this picture, I really like the pattern on the shell. As you can see, there are like sort of circle-y patterns. So that is something I liked from this picture. So I'm going to combine both of this and make my own design. So not both of this, sorry. I'm going to combine all the three and make my own design. So what I was thinking is I could make the head and the little flippers and the back flippers and all. I can make it like a solid color, maybe black. So I was thinking I could just make them outlines. Like I'm not gonna fill them in. No. So I'm going to just leave the outlines. Maybe black or brown, just the outline, with the basic stitches that I told you about, like the basic stitches, that kind of stitches. So that's what I'm going to do with the head and all of the other things. The embroidery, I'm going to concentrate more on the shell. So as you can see, this reference photo, I'm going to use that and the colors to sort of, I'll show you with one little part of the shell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one red outline, and then I'm going to make a black stitch, and then another red one, another black one, another red one, black, and black and red. So I'm going to do something like this for all the little parts of the shells, like the little shapes. So I'm going to make this embroidery design on all of these, and the rest I'm going to leave blank. I'm just going to do the outline and leave it blank. So that is a design idea for this embroidery. So the first thing you would have to do is either trace, like I showed you last time how to trace using the fabric itself. So either you can trace it or you can draw it by hand. Just look at the picture and do the drawing. So I did it like that. So this is what I got. So you can and one more option that would be really very easy for you is to use it's called the carbon paper. I think all of you must know about it. So just take have a reference picture, like a printed out picture, or like a picture that you've drawn, and use a carbon paper to transfer the drawing to your fabric. So that's another easy way to draw on the fabric itself. Yeah. So now when I execute this in my embroidery, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the basic the outline. So I'm going to start do it in either black or brown, and then I'm going to work on these designs like this. I'm going to work on them and make them really pretty. So that's the plan for now. And when it comes to starting the embroidery process, usually it is good to start with the outline. Just make the outlines and then you can fill it up with colors. So that usually works very well, but that is not the only way to do it. What you can do, it depends on what kind of design you're doing, right? So if your design is going to be a little different, or like it doesn't require outline at all, then you can go ahead and start with that. So there's no rule that you have to start with the outline. It just depends on your design and like what you want, right? So this is what I explained to you is what I want. So the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out the colors that I want to use. These are the colors that I've picked out for my embroidery. So right now I think I'm going to use the grey, the dark grey for the head and all outline, and I'm going to use this red and this brown for the shells. And black, I'll just see maybe the eyes, maybe something else like at the end I'll see, and if I really want the black, I will use the black. So that's the plan for now. Now let's thread the needle. I'm going to start with the dark grey color. I'm going to do the outline using the stitch that stitches through the previous stitch. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll show show a few sample stitches, so you'll get what I mean. The next one will stitch through the first stitch, like the center of the first stitch. And the third stitch would be from the center of the second stitch, and so on. So this is the kind of stitch I'm going to use for these places. The next step is going to be the first layer of red on the inside shapes. I'll show you one sample so that before I skip forward, that you'll be able to see what exactly I do. For this, I'm not going to be using that double stitch. I'm just going to do a straight stitch. Just a straight stitch so that it is not too thick. We don't want this the shape to be, the colors to be too thick. We want it to be a little delicate, not really super delicate, but delicate enough to tell the different colors in the shapes. So I'm just going to do a single stitch like this. So I'm going to do the same thing with each of these boxes, and then go ahead and do the brown outline for the second layer, and then the red again for the third layer, and then brown and then red. So that is one way to do it. Another way to do it is you can do all the reds at one time. So let me show you with this one. So just leave a little bit of gap, like the same distance between the same distance from here to here. I just leave and then start with the red again, so that it is going to by leaving the space for brown, I can just finish the whole shape here. I'll show you that too. You can do it either way, like it depends on you. I think this is a little bit more time saving, so I'll show you how to do this. And what I'm thinking is I could do a French knot in the center. So let me show you. So I can do 2 layers of red floss and then 1 French knot, so that will look like a different. So again I'll tell you how to do the French knot. So hold the thread with your left hand, and with the right hand take the needle behind the thread and then twist it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then place the needle exactly where the French knot starts, like the point where it starts, and then pull it down. Okay, there you go. So I've done the French knot in the middle. So I'm going to do the same thing for all of these designs, and then come over it with go over it with the brown floss. I've done the first layer of red here, and for the next step I'm going to fill in all of these gaps that you can see. So initially I had decided to use brown for those gaps, but then I changed my mind, and now I'm going to fill it with black. Yeah, so before that I'll start with the eye. I'll just make 2 little eyes for this turtle, and then continue with this. I'll just show some of it, how to do it. So for the eye, I'm just going to make 1 single stitch close to the head. So, oops. Oh, that was too small, so I'm just going to make a little bigger stitch. Double stitch, so it looks nicer. Okay, so that's 1 eye, if you can see. And I'm going to make the same thing on the other side. Okay, so that's 2 eyes. Now I'm going to fill the empty spaces, like the white spaces in the turtle shell. Even like if you want to stop at this stage also, like it's fine, because it looks pretty cool. Like it's a cool looking turtle. But I'm gonna finish it by filling in the black. So the whole design process is up to you. Like whatever you think looks cool, just do it. Like you don't have to, do something because you have to do something. There's nothing like you have to do something about it. You can just create. So whatever looks good to you, you can go ahead and do. Sometimes if there's too much stitches on the back side, like when you see in the back there's like too much stitches, it might be a little difficult to pull out the needle from it. So just be careful. Please handle the needle with care. Don't you might hurt yourself. So yeah, be very careful. I hope you can see this. So I finished the first shape, and I'm going to do the same, fill in the white spaces for all of these. I finished with what I plan to do. Yeah, so this is what it looks like, and I think it looks really nice. As you can see, I've done the outline in grey and layered sort of design with red and black. So I'm gonna stop at this, but one alternative, like what you could do instead of this is, as you can see, there's like white spaces, right, between the shapes. So you could fill that up with red, and that will give a different sort of look. You can fill these the body parts with different colors. So all of these would give different results. So embroidery gives you that sort of flexibility to work with different colors, different styles, and you can make, like, even from at this point, like if you decide to go a different direction with your design process, you can make this look absolutely different. You can give like weird like blue color or purple color to all of this and make it look a lot different. You can also follow the design process that I mentioned today and try out different designs and try out different styles of art. And yeah, embroidery is pretty fun when it comes to that, like picking out the colors and threads and all of that. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.